Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. I hope all of you have a tremendous, awesome 2014. This week, just like last week, we're not going to be doing like our whole repertoire of videos, including the YouTube Q&As and the YouTube tips and everything. We're just going to give you guys some updates of what's happening in the online video news industry and talk about the implications it has for us as creators. And there actually haven't been really any big major updates to the YouTube platform or anything like that, but we do have one thing to talk about, and that is what the conversation has been kind of shaping around how we make money on YouTube in 2014. So it starts off with an article reported by New Media Rockstars, and they're quoting Zach James, who's a creator, and he says something like this. He says, 2014 is going to be an important year for all YouTubers. The website has continually proven itself unreliable and ignorant of the content creators' needs as it makes overnight changes, destroying the way we share our videos with our fans. No, it's not smart to leave YouTube, nor is it smart to consider yourself a full-time YouTuber. YouTube is no longer a community. It's now merely a platform for content creators, and any smart content creator would/should invest into multiple platforms of revenue streaming and career growth opportunities. Staying a full-time YouTuber will be the death of your career. You know, you guys can read this whole thing if you'd like. I'll link to it below if you kind of want to see a lot of good comments and things down there as well. But the reason I bring this up is because this is something that we've been talking about here at Video Creators for a long time. It's very important to treat your hobby here on YouTube as a business if you want to make it sustainable, or you can self-fund it yourself. But the idea that this is something like as a revenue stream from YouTube is possible, but there's a couple things you have to do to make it work. One is you have to get a ton of viewers who then turn into like people who click on ads and watch ads and things like that, right? And for some people, it's really easy. A lot of people are making like really popular content that is just like naturally shareable, or is performing very well in search. You know, something that a lot of people are searching for. There's couple different ways you can get a lot of views. But some of us, like, we actually, like, the content we want to create is like the constant, and that's not going to change. Like, this is what we're passionate about. This is what we want to talk about. And so we have to then find a way to build an audience around that. And that is what this guy here, Zach, is saying. Like, you've got to find ways to monetize that outside of YouTube. So there's a couple different ways that that's happening. Another article here on Video Inc. says crowdfunding will change as platforms adopt the Felicia Day model. What is the Felicia Day model? Let's say right here. It says a direct financing model using PayPal or other pay-to-view mechanics to fund content creation in a sustainable, ongoing, and longer-term way by inviting fans, followers, and supporters to voluntarily contribute. This approach is named after Felicia Day, who employed the strategy, blah, 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 about the guild, you know, just kind of having like the PayPal donate button, which any of you guys who have watched, if you haven't seen the guild and you are like a gamer, you should totally watch it. But even if you're not a gamer, you still really enjoy it. I'll try to link to it below for you guys who may be uninformed about what the guild is. An awesome web series back in 2007 and 2008. But anyway, so her model is that she's actually getting her viewers to help her fund her content. And now she's broken off in this Geek and Sundry and has many series there. And so definitely check out this article if something like that is what you're considering maybe for funding your content with crowdfunding and things like that. There's another article, though, also on the videoinc.com. And this is that Freddie Wong won't stop, he won't stop. And it's an interview with him. And basically what he's talking about here is that there's 3 tiers of YouTube content. Tier 1 is like what he calls user-generated content, and that's basically the stuff that it doesn't cost anything to make, like I'm doing right now. I'm just using my iPhone. I'm not even editing this today because of the holidays and everything, and just making it quick. This actually cost me very little, except for the time I've done in researching these articles and the time I've spent recording this and uploading it and stuff like that. So that's very minimal amount of time, and so I will very likely make back my return of my time on this video just because it costs almost nothing to make. And then there's tier 2 that Freddie Wong talks about, and those are the videos that do cost something to make, but you can make up the cost of that from the ad revenue that you'll get on YouTube. And that would be things like he was previously making, very short, highly shareable, very entertaining clips, a lot of visual effects in those videos, and those could be sustained just based on ad revenue because you get, millions of views per video that he put up. Tier 3 is the part where he says that the type of content that is not supported, cannot be supported by YouTube's AdSense revenue. And that is things like this, like Video Game High School. Because this, cost, well, he said in order to break even on Video Game High School, he would have had to get 600 million views per episode. And if you guys go check it out, he probably got about, he said he got about $1.5 million on rocketjump.com, which is his business's website where he first released the episodes. And a week later, he released them on YouTube. And then he got, a couple of million there. So very short of 600 million, but he crowdfunded it. He got the money up front, and he also had some sponsorship deals as well that helped make that content possible. So what he's trying to figure out how to do is how do you make tier 3 content that costs millions of dollars, like long form episodic content like Video Game High School. Each episode is around 48 minutes long, and I think this last season there was like 6 or 8 episodes, something like that. So how do you make something high-end production like that are long form work online? He says like YouTube, just like that model doesn't support it. And so he's now exploring other ways of how he can support that through his own company at rocketjump.com, because he says it's just not going to happen on YouTube. So there's a lot of different things to consider here. Read all these articles. I'll link to them below. I am definitely thinking through all of this for myself here at Video Creators. This type of content is the stuff I really want to make, because I believe that a lot of you guys have messages that can really change people's lives and make this world a better place. And so I want to help train you and enable you and equip you and do everything I can to help you guys spread those messages and change lives. And that's what we're all about here. So that is not going to change. So what I have to figure out how to do is how I can monetize this beyond just AdSense, because even if I got every single YouTube creator on YouTube, let's say I got like maybe like 500,000 or so, maybe 500,000, something like that. Like I still don't know. Like that might be breaking even. Maybe I might be able to have like a full-time editor or something at that point too. But to grow it to what I want it to be, it's going to take other stuff. So I'm thinking about other things, maybe doing like monthly, like long form, in-depth training videos that I would sell, to you guys who are interested in that. Writing more material, ebooks, 30 Days to a Better YouTube channel will hopefully come out next month, and other things like that. So, but I don't want to be product related. I also wanted to be community related. So I haven't quite figured all of it out yet, but as I'm thinking through it, I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. What type of strategies and goals you have for your channel as far as monetization, and what kind of business model are you going to put behind what you're doing here in order to make it sustainable. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you're thinking about in terms of that and going into 2014. And if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe. Every week we take a look at the online video news just like this, although it's usually not shaky and just from my phone, but we usually do a little, but my kids are upstairs. I'm going to go play with them, spend the holidays together as family, but I wanted to get this out for you guys real quick. And then usually on Wednesdays we do YouTube tips and advice and suggestions and ideas, things like that. And then on Thursdays we do YouTube Q&A, where I just answer your questions, all to help you guys out. So thanks for hanging out. Subscribe if this is your first time here, or even if it's not and you still haven't subscribed, you should still do that. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a great 2014. I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.